Hello everyone, I am back with another unboxing video since these seem to be popular. This is for another Jill doll. So this Jill is pretty special because she is quite well loved, I guess you could say. She's missing parts and definitely does not work. But I have not seen her in person, only pictures. But the backstory is this came from someone who, this was her childhood doll. So she owned Jill, she's been the only owner. And she has, was played with and loved and has long since lost pretty much everything, her clothes, her tapes, and her arms. So she doesn't have arms, so that's a new one for me. But I am working with someone that is possibly going to donate some arms to me. So I'm very excited to get those, hopefully, and that way we can see what we can do with her. But I just wanted to unbox her so you can get my initial reactions. I'm going to do the normal like I did before. I'm going to see what we have, what works, what doesn't. I know a lot of you ask in the last video that you wish I had tried her or put batteries and turned her on. I normally don't, well, I actually don't ever do that because they never work. I have never gotten a Jill that I put batteries in right out the gate and she's, moving around and doing stuff. Because they're old. They're 35 years old and the belts don't work. The belts are old and the rubber has just gone out of them and they're not moving. And without belts moving, you get nothing. But I can attempt to put batteries in this one just to see maybe what happens, because there are different situations. Sometimes you can hear a little bit of noise. Most of the time you get nothing. But if you can hear something like in the speaker, like air noise, then that at least is a good sign that there's power. If you don't hear anything at all, it could be a multitude of problems. That's the thing with Jill versus Cricket and Corky, is that they are pretty simple. If they don't work, you can go right to the source to figure out what the problem is. 99% of the time with Jill, it can be so many things that don't work with her. But anyway, enough of that. Let's open her up and I'm going to see if I can. Now, I definitely want to make sure she got here because she is taped with duct tape. So she was not falling out for sure. But duct tape is really hard to cut through. Now, I did cheat a little and I cut through most of the sides. So really, I just have this top part to cut through. You notice in the background, I have all of my other Jills. So, in all of my videos, you've seen all of them star in one way or another. And now they are back there hanging out. So I do plan to hopefully go back through this winter holiday season and re-record all of them with an alternate track, because you can pick different options. So they are there, and we get the fun part of putting batteries back in and testing them, because that is another big part about Jill. She's like, an old car. You work on it, you get it cranked, and it works, and you get it working, and things are good, and then you let it set for a couple weeks or however long, and you try to start it back, and it doesn't work. So same thing with Jill. She's super problematic. So even though I spent countless hours and time and money and everything trying to get these Jills to work, I guarantee if I put batteries in most of them, something wonky will be happening with them. So I'll have to undress them, take them back apart, and see what's going on. And the reason I'm saying that is just because if you get a Jill and she works, just enjoy her while she's working, because you're probably going to have to tinker with her again. Like, I don't even put the screws back in these Jills because I know I'm probably going to have to open them back up. So I put a couple of screws in, obviously, to hold the torso and everything together, but I don't put all of them back in because I've learned my lesson. All right, so let's see, back to Jill. She is in here somewhere. It's tricky because I'm trying to hold the box. There's all the paper because it's kind of top heavy. So Let's see here. I was gonna try to open it from the side like this. I guess I could still try. I'm still trying to pull her out. See where she is. Like a mummy here. But hey, I always appreciate as much padding as you can get because she is electronic and she has parts and she's made of plastic. So, all right, here she is. Put this little knife down. I don't think I need that. And I hope you can see her. Yeah, all right. Pull it back a little bit here. All right. She really is like the mummy. She's literally tied up. I love it. It's funny. All right, so here she is. Ooh, her knees are already bending. That could mean she needs some work there, because usually they should be stiff. Maybe I shouldn't fall like that, but all can be fixed. All right, she's in here. Oh, she's upside down. Oh yeah, she's definitely got some work needs to be done here. Sorry if she's mooning, everybody. Probably gonna get flagged from YouTube. Okay, here she is. Yeah, her legs are, woo, boy howdy, they are something. And that could have happened in the shipping, which it probably did. But I can go in and see if hopefully nothing has broke. If not, I use this stuff called JB Weld. It's really good for plastic, for gluing. And I can go back in and hopefully fix those parts. She has one screw. She's missing a screw there. Both of these screws are in. Oh, let's flip her over here. Okay. Tape compartment looks really clean. Battery compartment is where I always look next. I do see she has corrosion, which is not always the greatest thing, but it doesn't, well, never mind, maybe right here. That could have gotten into the wires. This one looks like it stopped beforehand, and I'm not sure about these. So, problem I'm learning with corrosion is even though you can clean it, it doesn't work. I recently got that African American Jill, and I have literally taken all of these metal parts out. I have taken all of the wires out of the other side. I've resoldered all of them, and I still can't get it to work, which probably means there's corrosion like inside the wires in the casing. So I have not been able to completely battle corrosion yet. So we'll see. All right, let's flip her around there. All right, let's check out her face here. All right, so she has hair. Looks like it's been played with. That's good. She'll need to be cleaned. It's actually pretty shiny. That's probably where it was pulled back. And she has good paint, good lips. No fading anywhere actually on her body. Her eyes, I noticed this in the picture. They're a little. They're gonna need some love. So this is usually because they got pushed back or messed with at some point, so they're kind of stuck. So when this happens, you have to literally take out most of the head, which can be pretty scary. Sometimes you have to even peel the face back to get in there to those. She has eyelashes here. I can't quite tell. I didn't think she had any eyelashes, but I see a piece there. So they either have been pushed up in there or they are ripped off. So we're hoping maybe that we'll find them up inside there. But yeah, here is inside of her arms. So basically it's a socket, a plastic socket that goes in there, and there's a cup that it rotates in like a ball joint. This one's actually clear, so that means when this arm broke off, the actual it's got two little clamps that go in. Those clamps broke, and it's very common because they're plastic, and she is really heavy. Like I'm struggling right now holding her, and she doesn't have batteries in her. So imagine, kids playing with these and they fall over. Guess what? It's going to be the first thing that breaks, the arms. They're supposed to made to be where they pop out, but that just hardly ever happens. They break. And now, especially with they're so old, that plastic is even more brittle. So one fall, and that's probably toast. I actually have a friend that happened to, so bless that Jill's heart. We got her working again, though. All right, let's flip her over. Okay, this one is clear, too. Sometimes you get them where they've broken off and the actual, like, whole plastic piece is broken off in there, which is a nightmare, so I'm quite happy that didn't happen here, because if that whole plastic bracket gets broke off in there, you have to literally take out the entire arm piece like normal, but then you have to take the motor out, and you have to use pliers and tweezers, and it's just a nightmare to get to. So if I'm going to have broken arms, I'm glad at least that's clear, because I can actually now work on the arms, work on the motors, and I'll know if the motors are working because this is what turns, that little piece there. So it'll move up and down, and they'll let me know it's working. So from the outside, everything's looking. Oh, she's got a quarter. Yeah, she has a little piggy bank for a while. I know they probably tried to get that out, but I can get that out through the other side, through the speaker. So yeah, overall, she is going to be a very big project, probably the biggest I've had. Like, if I had gotten this kind of Jill when I first started, I would not have known what to do. But now that I've had some experience, it doesn't scare me that much. The legs are something to worry about, the corrosion, because the corrosion could literally be a killer. Like, it could just completely shut this out. And the reason, turn it back around, because what we found behind here is, we call this the battery pack. You can take this part out. There's a little tiny fuse, and that fuse is very specific to Jill. We've researched it, and we cannot find that fuse anywhere else. It's a little flat fuse. If that fuse has blown, for whatever reason, like a fuse does, she's done. She's toast. Like, there is no fixing Jill if that fuse is broke. And we've yet to be able to find a replacement fuse. We've asked lots of different robot and mechanical communities, and nobody has been able to find this fuse. So I think it was made specifically for Jill. So if that fuse is blown, she's just going to look real pretty setting up. Or, I find other battery packs. But let me tell you, I have a whole bin of dead battery packs because we haven't been able to figure out how to fix them. If I could, I'd have a lot more Jills out there. But hopefully the corrosion didn't get too far into the backside of this, but I won't know that until I literally take everything apart. Legs, cassette player, all of that stuff has to come out. So, I can try to put batteries in it real quick. So if you want to just hang tight there, I can at least show you how the batteries work. Enjoy the little Jills while I grab the batteries back here. Alright, I'm gonna put, make sure you can see her. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put the double A's in first. So it is a little plus and a minus. It shows you how they go, but we have found some Jills don't have that for some reason. So you just kind of have to know how batteries go in. But before I put these in, if you didn't know what this ribbon was for, that is basically so you can pull the batteries back out, because these double A batteries really are hard to get in. I'm hoping I can even do this with one hand, so we're going to try. All right. Okay, got one in. Ta-da! All right. Now let me grab the other big batteries. All right, now back. Okay, so she takes 4 D batteries, which is intense, right? Like super hardcore. So she's probably not going to work because there's corrosion, but like I said, you can at least see how the battery's going. All right, stay up there. Okay, I always put in the side ones first. It's just easier. And voila. Normally you put the battery back on. She does not have one, so which won't affect the operation, but if I was to turn her any which way, those batteries would come out real quick. All right, now I'm going to grab her tape. which I don't know if I've shown these before. This is a Jill tape. So many people have requested, you know, why don't you go digital? Why can't you just record it? It's because this is not a normal tape. This is more like a cartridge. This piece lifts up when it goes inside her, and there's 2 different reels in here, spools, and it's a little more complicated. And we'll do another video at some point where I actually open one of these up so you can see. But this is how it goes in. Jill will only work if you have a tape. And look at that. As expected, 0, nothing. So there's no noise, no movement. She's completely dead, 100%. Doesn't mean it's a fuse yet, though, until I get in there and see. It could just be the, could be some corrosion, could be the belts. But yeah, as of now, she's not doing anything at all. It's literally no noise coming out of her. All right, I'm going to put her down because she's super heavy. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jill. Whew. Okay, well, that was it for that video. I will keep you posted on where she goes and what we can do with her. I might even add part 2 of this. I'm probably, that's the next thing to do, is I'm going to open her up and see if there's damage. The African-American Jill I just got, she had the most corrosion I've ever had, and it completely ruined, like I said, her inside, but not just the battery pack. It also actually ruined her whole cassette player. The battery acid leaked down over the years, down, like, I guess she was sitting, and gravity took all that acid and went down and just rained over the cassette player and rusted the whole thing. It ate through the plastic, the circuit boards. So I have a friend that is going to help me get her another cassette player. So, but until I can get her battery pack working, she's not going to be doing too much. But hopefully this battery pack doesn't have too much, and the cassette player is still intact, and the arms and the head and all that. So, all right, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you soon. Just a quick addition, guys, just not to leave you in a cliffhanger. I did open her up, and here it is. And I'm very happy to say that she is really impressively clean on the inside. Everything is intact. All the screws are there. Everything looks super clean. I don't see any corrosion at all. The tape player looks great. No dust, no dirt. I mean, just great on the inside. So that gives me a lot of hope that we can get her working again. I feel much better now. Anyway, just wanted to add that little tag on there.